my channel. I'm Ashley and today I'm going to be giving you my first monthly update for the 50 Shades of Yellow Project Pan. This is a project that was created by the Pantastic Ladies. They are a panning community that is responsible for a whole metric ton of different panning concepts and projects that are out there. This is an iteration of one that they started a few years ago where they're just going through all of the colors. This year is yellow and we choose 50 items to work on for the course of the year, and in my case, I'm hoping to finish a vast majority of them with some usage goals sprinkled in my makeup category. So let's go ahead and throw it out there now. I am not going to be talking about all 50 products. There is no point in talking to you about items that I have not yet started to use. So really we're just going to be talking about items that I have progress on. Now we are starting off at a little bit of a slower pace, but honestly these are longer haul items, so I'm not too upset with that. So let's start with the one and only body care item that I have to talk about. And that is a lotion from Bath & Body Works. This is the Golden Clementine and Amber Body Lotion. I have used this baby twice. I really enjoy this scent, but I'm working on a lot of different lotions in a lot of different projects. So yeah, we're slow going, but I do actually quite like this one. My husband likes this one, so gonna get some good usage there, just not quite yet. In the hair care category, I have used my Amika Velveteen Dream Smoothing Balm. I have used this one twice. I do like this quite a bit. And as you guys have noticed, I've been just letting the hair be wild. I haven't been straightening it or blowing it out recently. It's hot where I live and I don't have a ton of time, so I've just been embracing the wild, and something like this smoothing balm helps me to do that, so I do quite like it, and I have no concerns about whether or not I'll be able to get that used up. I'll probably have that done by the end of the summer, I would expect. One that I thought I would be able to be done with by now is the leave-in from Way. So this is where it is there. I don't have this marked because I really thought I'd be able to get through it. But I have probably one more use left in this. I really like this leave-in conditioner. It is a very rich leave-in conditioner. So a lot of leave-ins have a very thin consistency, which makes sense because they're in a sprayer. This is the thickest product in spray form that I think I've ever used. And for my hair, I really appreciate that. I've got a lot of hair. It definitely is coarse and unruly and dry. So this has been working really well. I do really like it. It will definitely be an empty next time. I did use it 3 times in order to get to that point. It was not completely full when I brought it into this project. There was 1 or 2 uses already on it. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Is it something that I'm going to purchase in a full size? I might. I definitely might. So yes. The other spray-in leave-in that I have is this one right here. This is from Sol de Janeiro. I really love this line. I've used the shampoo, the conditioner, the mask, the leave-in. I have lotions. Like this is definitely one of my favorite lines and scents, and I do really enjoy it. I've used this one twice. Again, I didn't mark it, but I did shine a light through it, and we're about halfway through. So if this is not also used up by the next update, then it will follow shortly thereafter. You guys know I only wash my hair once or twice a week, so I don't have a ton of opportunity to use a lot of these hair products. So that's why they do tend to stretch out a little bit longer, especially in smaller sizes than you would ordinarily expect. But I do quite like both of those products. Oh, one last hair product is this one from Way. So I only got 1 use out of this. I mentioned this is the treatment mask. I mentioned in the intro video that it seemed like there was a lot of air in here, and I think that's definitely a contributing factor as to why I only got 1 use on it. I'm not going to offer an opinion on this because I don't know how valid that opinion would be. I didn't like this, but I don't know if it is too old. This had a very thin consistency, but it came out of the tube almost the consistency of shampoo. It was very strange. I didn't feel like it really penetrated my hair or fully coated my hair. I saw nothing that was mask-like in this formula, and it definitely didn't feel like it was a luxurious treatment mask. However, I have no idea how long I've had this, so I'm not sure if it like broke down in the tube, because again, I mentioned that there was a huge air bubble in there. So if the product had been breaking down, that would explain why it kind of had all those things. So I do not have an actual opinion on this. If I had just gotten this within the last few months, and I would say, no way, save your money, this is not worth it. But because this is something that I don't know how long I've had, I'm not gonna offer an opinion because I don't know how true my experience is to what the product is. I hope that makes sense. I feel like that was incredibly rambly, but it is an empty in this project, so I will take that. Let's move on to skincare, and then we'll round it off with the makeup. I have another item that I really had wanted to be an empty, but we're just not quite there yet. So this is from Fourth Ray. This is one of their face milks. This is the oat variety, and you can see my marks there. Now, it does not have much left in it. The glass at the bottom here is really quite thick. So this only has a few more uses left in it. It's getting to the point where it's far enough down in the container that the little dropper is having trouble pulling it up. So I've got a week left in there tops. I did use this 14 times in order to get to the point where it is now. If I had just used it a few more times, this would have totally been an empty. But I will say, and thank you so much for everyone who kind of validated my experience with the fact that these smell funky very quickly. This does not smell as funky as the watermelon one did. And I'm thinking it's because this is oat versus watermelon. Watermelon being a fruit that has a much shorter shelf life than, say, oats. But I haven't noticed anything like negative on my skin. And I will say, I don't dislike this formula. I would just recommend to not be a hoarder like me. And if you're gonna buy something, use it. So almost done with that. I have also been making some good progress on my Clinique Pep Start SPF. So this is our starting line. This is where we are now. I do quite like this SPF. This is, I think, the second tube or container of it that I've used. I have used this, 17 times since bringing it in. So certainly this will not last me the entirety of the summer. I do like it because it is a nice thin consistency, but it is an SPF 50 and it is not white. It's got kind of a yellowy sort of look to it, but it's not actually tinted. It makes me think of like my contact lenses in that they have just the slightest blue tinge to them so that when they're in the solution, you can find them. I feel like it's very similar with the sunscreen in that it doesn't want to pull white, so they just put a little bit of something in there so that, you know, it doesn't look white on your skin. So I do enjoy it, and we are making some steady progress there. And everything else is in my makeup category. So let's talk about the items that I just have usage goals on first, and then we'll talk about the other items in the project. So let's talk about the foundation that I am wearing today. So that is the Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Flawless Finish, Airbrush Flawless Foundation. I'll get this right eventually. This is shade 1 neutral. I do want to wear this 50 times in the course of this project, and I have worn it 4 times, including today. So we have some ways to go, but that's okay. I've also got a 50 usage goal on this, come on, from Milani. I don't think we're gonna get it together, are we? This is the Milani Glow Hydrating Skin Tint. I have the shade 110 Fair to Light. I do like this. I tend to wear it on days when I'm either not gonna wear any makeup, which is pretty rare, or on days when I'm gonna go in afterwards with like a powder foundation, which I love it for. I have used it 5 times since bringing it into this project, so still a ways to go, quite obviously. And then finally, this from Dr. Jart. I gotta say, I love this one. This is the Beauty Balm Multi-Action Skincare Makeup and Sunscreen. It does have SPF 40 in it, but friends, we don't rely on our makeup for our SPF. Remember that. I love this so much. It is the perfect shade match for me, and I have used it 9 times so far with a usage goal of 50. So I'm gonna have so much fun wearing these over the summer, and I'm very much looking forward to it. I do have a lip liner from Milani in the shade Brandy that I would like to use 50 times. I have used it twice. And finally, we have an eyeliner from ColourPop. This is in the shade Wildcat, and I do have a 50 usage goal on it, and I have also used it twice. Everything else that we're going to talk about now does have a goal to complete, and the first thing is from Too Faced. This is the oldest bronzer in my collection. This is the original packaging of the Milk Chocolate Soleil bronzer, and I have used it so far 10 times in the course of this project. And really, I'm just showing it to you guys because I want to have a visual record of how this is going to change. So I am trying very hard to maintain monthly photos because I just think it's so fun at the end of the year to go through month by month, photo by photo, and see the change over time. I think that's just such a satisfying thing. So even though it probably looks almost no different from when I brought it in, I will still be excited to see how it progresses. Additionally, I have one of my Franken shadows in. So this is just in a Charlotte Tilbury compact, and this is the shade itself. This was from my Tiny Pans. I've used it twice since bringing it into this project, and I am gonna get this baby used up. Just you wait and see. I have a lip oil from Clarins. This is, did I really cover it up? I think I probably did. So this is in the shade Honey, and it's just one of their original lip oils with all this gorgeous glitter in it. I have used it 4 times, I want to say, since bringing it into this project. No, 5. So the line is not going to change because that's really not much at all, so I'm not even going to bother trying to redraw it. But I am going to get that used up. I have a lot of other lip products that I am in the home stretch for, which is very exciting. So that's taking kind of a back burner, but I will be bringing it more and more into the forefront. I have a Charlotte Tilbury little concealer. This is the Radiant Concealer, and I do want to get this used up. It's in the shade 4 Fair. I don't like this. It is dry on me, which is so crazy since it's called the Radiant Concealer, Skin Beautiful Radiant Concealer, but I don't like it. I will not be sad when it's gone. I have used it 5 times since bringing it into this project, and I'm hoping it doesn't have far to go. Because it's such a dry formula, I'm hesitant to pull the stopper yet because I'm afraid that I'm like underestimating how much is left in there because I don't like it. So we'll see, but yeah, I'm afraid to pull the stopper and then realize that there's like heaps and heaps of product in there because then it's gonna get even drier. It's all crazy, but you know, whatever. I also have a little foundation from Cosmetic. Mine is in the shade Very Light Cool 120. Okay, so I like this, but I hate the scent. It smells like roses, so that's kind of a bummer, but I really like the color. I like the coverage. I really like everything about it except for the way that it smells, and that smell does linger. So I don't know if I'll buy a full size, but I have used it 5 times, so still working on it. And then the last item we're going to talk about is also from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Retoucher, the Retoucher Conceal and Treat Stick. I used this, I used this one 9 times. It's got one of these like brush tip things, and it is totally empty. So yay, full-size makeup empty, loving that for me. So yeah, very excited. I had no idea how much was left in here since it's one of those clicky style things, but it is totally used up after 9 uses. I don't think this is one that I would repurchase. The coverage was fine. I just tend to go for something a little bit more full coverage than what that is. And I don't love the click up applicator, but I will say it made it really easy to get in like the folds of my nose. That was delightful. But I still don't think this is one that I would purchase again. So that is where we are currently sitting in the 50 Shades of Yellow project pan. Everything that you need to know about this project, as well as everything that I'm wearing and everything that I'm working on, is going to be linked in the description box below. I hope that you have enjoyed this video. If you have, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe before you leave. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I hope that you're having an amazing day, and I will see you next time. Bye.